Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about all the books that I would like to read this fall season. It's pretty ambitious, so hopefully I'm not like super busy, so that way I can read all of these. I would love to get through these. So let's start going through. So the first book that I am going to talk to you about is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. So this one I've actually started. I'm about halfway through this. I plan to hopefully finish it today actually. Well, it'll be the day I'm filming this video. And then I need to get the other two that are in this series. I believe they're called The Last Graduate and then something with Enclave. It's a trilogy, so I would love to finish the trilogy in this fall season. So basically this book is it takes place in a school. It's a school setting. It's called the Micheleschambs. And so basically like these kids, they get inducted, they come in and you're there until you're a senior, until you graduate. The design of the Micheleschambs is kind of really interesting. It's kind of like gears. So the freshmen are at the top and then you keep going down, down, down until you're a senior. And then the senior class gets let out at like the basement or something, and then it's all like you gotta get out. So they explain all of that in the beginning of this book. But basically you have good witches, bad witches, and yeah, you kind of have to decide for yourself what you're gonna be. So our main character, she has massive power. And so basically it's whether or not she's going to turn evil. There's a prophecy about her that her great-grandmother made, on that she was going to be basically the harbinger of death. So very good so far. I'm really enjoying the writing. I'm really enjoying reading from this character's point of view. So I'm looking forward to finishing this fall season. Next book I plan to read is The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. This just sounds like a great cozy time, to be quite fair. I read the other book by Erin Sterling. I think it's called The X-Hex. Don't quote me on that one though. I'd have to really look that up. But it apparently takes place in the same town. And this just sounded so cozy. It's, so I'll read the little excerpt for you. Gwen Jones is perfectly happy with her life in Graves Glen. She, her mom, and her cousin have formed a new and powerful coven. She's running a successful witchcraft shop, Something Wicked, and she started mentoring some of the younger witches in town. As Halloween approaches, there's only one problem. Lewin Wells Penhallow. Wells has come to Graves Glen to reestablish his family's connection to the town they founded and to make a new life for himself after years of being the dutiful son in Wales. When he opens up a shop of his own, Penhallow's, just across the street from Something Wicked, he quickly learns he's gotten more than he bargained for in going up against Gwen. When their professional competition leads to a very personal and very hot kiss, both Wells and Gwen are determined to stay away from each other, convinced the kiss was just a magical fluke. But when a mysterious new coven of witches comes to town and Gwen's powers begin fading, she and Wells must work together to figure out just what these new witches want and how to restore Gwen's magic before it's too late. I mean, doesn't that sound great? Sounds cozy, romantic, and perfect for a fall read. The next book I want to read is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I've heard nothing but great things about this series. I'm actually going to marathon it, so I'm going to read this and then the second book, Hellbent. So this takes place on a college campus and it's kind of like, you know, those secret societies on the Ivy League campuses, and dark, and there's some magic and some secret history, and this just sounds great. So one at the top says, the mesmerizing adult debut from Leigh Bardugo, a tale of power, privilege, dark magic, and murder set among the Ivy League elite. Like, doesn't that sound great? I read the synopsis of this originally when I got it, but I haven't read it since then, and I've had this book for, since this came out. I don't know if it was a couple years or last fall, can't quite remember, but I really don't want to know a whole lot going into this, just that little tiny excerpt at the top, because I want to be surprised and I want to dive into this myself. So I'm gonna read Ninth House, and then also the second one, Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. So I'm thinking about vlogging this experience, so we'll see what we think. Next book I want to read is The Magician's Daughter. This just sounds super, super cozy, perfect for the fall. Anything witches really for the fall is kind of what I'm aiming at. It doesn't have to be cozy, it doesn't have to be, you know, epic or anything like that, but kind of like a mix. So this is supposed to be cozy. Basically, the excerpt says, off the coast of Ireland sits a legendary island hidden by magic, a place of ruins and ancient trees, sea salt air, and fairy lore. High Brazil is the only home Biddy has ever known. Washed up on its shore as a baby, Biddy lives a quiet life with her guardian, the mercurial magician Rowan, a life she finds increasingly stifling. One night, Rowan fails to return from his mysterious travels, and to find him, Biddy must venture into the outside world for the first time. But Rowan has powerful enemies, forces who have hoarded the world's magic and have set their sights on the magician's many secrets. Biddy may be the key to stopping them, yet the closer she gets to answers, the more she questions everything she's ever believed about Rowan, her past, and the nature of magic itself. So this just sounds super good. Got a little bit of mystery, a little bit of found family. I've also heard that there's a familiar in this, so anybody who likes animal companions or whatnot, this is probably going to be the book for you. Next book I plan to read this fall season is Witch King by Martha Wells. A well-known series by her is the Murderbot series. I have not read that yet. This will probably be the first book that I read by Martha Wells, but so far I've heard some pretty good things about it. I'm looking forward to reading it. It's N.K. Jemisin on the front of the cover says, a wildly original and complex fantasy. So this sounds super good. Here's the back of it, because I also kind of want to go in with not a whole lot knowing what's going to go on. But basically, Witch King draws together Martha Wells' signature ability to create characters we adore and identify with, alongside breathtaking action and adventure, and the wit and charm we've come to expect from one of the leading writers of her generation. So, I mean, it doesn't really tell a whole lot about what this is, but I mean, Witch King, I don't know, to me, instant pick. The last book I plan to read for the fall season is the third secret project by Brandon Sanderson, Yumi and the Nightmare Painter. I just love this cover. Love the binding. It's just gorgeous. And then if you look inside, it's got beautiful like artwork. And so here's one of them. I mean, isn't that just amazing? So I've heard really good, I've heard phenomenal things about this. So like if you've read Trust of the Emerald Sea, the first secret project, I know people were raving about this one. Well, this one people are raving more about, so I'm super excited. I loved Trust of the Emerald Sea, but I mean, this one just sounds even better. and Tress was great. So if Tress was great, this has got to be extraordinary. So I'm super excited to read this. Basically because, you know, it's a special order, special edition or whatever, because you have to buy it from Dragonsteel. I'd have to get on my Goodreads to really let you know what it's about, but basically, like, Yumi and Painter is what he's called. They kind of like get to be into each other's world, and they have to like figure it out. And I think there's a little bit of like maybe a love connection between them. So I am excited to just dive in and get to this. So that's that. Those are all the books that I plan to read this fall season. Depending on how quickly I read those, I might have more to share with you later on. But so far, those are the ones that I really want to read this fall season. Those are the ones that sound good to me. Plus, it's a good variety of cozy and dark. So yeah. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That would help me out a lot. And I will chat with you guys next time.